Hi, everybody. I'm Charlene Shirkin. Welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today in studio is Justin Bordeaux with Bordeaux Collective. Justin, thank you so much for joining us today in Digital Champions.
Good to be here.
Nice to have somebody in the studio with me today.
I hear that.
So let's talk about what you do over there at the Bordeaux Collective.
So what we do is we're a business brand positioning company. So we position brands to gain market share, maybe set up for an exit strategy, and look at improving every little aspect of the brand, because a brand is an entire ecosystem. So there's different silos from brand, leadership, culture, operations, marketing, sales. We take everything, we put them together, and then we measure the impact. So it's usually a longer process, but our job is to coach by getting better information and giving people to empower them to just build more brand equity at the end of the day.
And how did you advance to that? Because your background, you really started as a graphic designer.
Yes.
And now you're basically managing businesses.
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about that journey.
Well, it's a jump. I actually started out pre-med, and I said, no, I'm going to go into be an art school, Mom. So I went and became a graphic designer. But then right immediately after college, I opened my first design company. And then I started in a magazine shortly after that, and then a video game company. So I have entrepreneurial experience very early on in my career. I've been in it 22 years. And over this time, I've been blessed to be able to get phone calls like, hey, I need you in California. I need your help with this company. So I've been working on different industries, from fashion to medical to video games. And over that time frame, the biggest thing about branding and design is you have to understand the buyer. So this interest in, if you don't understand people, you don't understand business. And this idea of kind of like digging a little deeper to understand people led me down this path. Like, okay, I designed this right here, this flyer. How can I design something bigger? It's always this, how can I do something bigger? How can I solve another problem? And good design is flawless. You don't realize that something's good design. Bad design stands out. We notice bad design, like a bad outfit. We notice it. So it was just a progression over time. And my family, I've come from entrepreneurs. My grandfather owned printing presses, so it's kind of in the blood.
It is, gosh, from the printing press to digital design.
Yeah.
So when you're going into these companies and you're identifying some of their weak spots, and I can imagine some of that is companies just tend to work in silos. Like this one doesn't know what this one is doing, and then they ended up competing and criticizing each other. But Justin, nobody wants to be told their baby is ugly. So how do you go in there and how do you provide that feedback, and then how is it received and then implemented?
Great question. Actually, I look at 4 immediate things. But before I even get to that point, one of the biggest things I have to make sure is, are you ready? Are you ready emotionally and psychologically for what you're about to do here? Because my clients are hungry. They're ready. They know that there's problems. Every business has problems, but my clients know that they have a problem and they want to fix it. So I look immediately at the business foundation, leadership, and operations. Those are the first immediate things that we can improve to change, because operations is the little things of a business. Those are the little touch points of branding. It's the experience that we have. It's like calling Comcast. What experience are you going to have? That's going to leave an impression. And
better
leadership.
Be a good one, because the call's usually 2 hours. So.
Exactly. And then leadership within the brand, leading the teams, but also leadership within the industry. What standards are you setting as an organization? Are you just doing the status quo, or are you really setting yourself apart from every other brand out there? And then the business foundation, which is the buyer personas, heavily the buyer personas, to understand the client, because those shift also. And then the final thing that I look at immediately is, you said silos. I look at the ghost silo. The ghost silo is that silo in between marketing and sales, because there's 2 conversion points that many people don't talk about. It's the marketing conversion point, but then sales conversion point. There's a relationship between those 2. Those are married. They're never going to break up. But it's that ghost silo. It's what's happening between there. Ultimately, the biggest problem with businesses is the communication between departments, which comes also from operations. So it all works together. So I look at those immediate 4 things, and then we go back to brand strategy, and then we position the company to improve.
Yeah, and that can happen in a small to medium business as well as you see it every day in major corporations, those ghost silos. So we always want to know, particularly in your position, you're kind of It almost sounds like you're kind of doing a deep dive to get the company where it needs to be today, but then also positioning it for where it needs to be tomorrow and beyond. Okay. So what are some of the priorities that you're looking at in the next couple of years when it comes to brand positioning? And of course, it's the digital champion, so we want to talk a little bit about digital marketing space.
That's actually a great segue because my formula focuses on two aspects of building a brand. And this is what every company needs to be following and should be following, because you have digital marketing, which is vital to sales right now, but that really only goes to like kind of the red ocean strategy of marketing, is that everybody's wanting to get conversions immediately in digital marketing. So it's a heavy, noisy area. Brand is a second lane. You have two lanes. The second lane is your traditional advertising, your brand building, and it's delivering that message and experience over time. So I focus on both of them because we need to get money in the door right now through digital marketing, which is vital to the lifeblood right now. That way we can continue to build a brand. But then also I have to look at, is the company primed and ready? Do we need to front load 80% into the digital marketing? Or can we actually go 60% and then go 40% in brand building? So it's different for every single company. But if you don't market, you don't get sales.
I hear that. We hear that, right? Okay, so we have 30 seconds left. We got to wrap. You see that it says wrap on the screen, but what is your big tip that you would give to businesses that they can start employing tomorrow?
Slow down. Slow down. Now, we're caught up in such a now. Building a brand takes time. Enjoy the process and connect with your audience.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us today on Digital Champions. And this is Justin Bordeaux of the Bordeaux Collective. And if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing over there and how they can help your business from soup to nuts, you can check them out. Of course, we want you to check out them on dailyadbrief.com first. Well, I'm Charlene Shirk. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to learning something new with you next time.